MMAOddsBreaker, of course. I have my Uncle Creepy back on again. Finally getting to fight John Lineker. How do I say his name?
Fine. Lineker.
Lineker. Okay, I did say it right. I always say it wrong, and then when I talk to him, I feel like an asshole because I always say his last name wrong. I'm just dumb like that. But first, I want to talk about, because it's the hot topic right now in MMA. Your fight's not till January 31st. UFC 183. It's at MGM. I'll be there. Text me. Let me know where your after party is, please. I'm in town. Okay.
Hakkasan.
Oh, it is at Hakkasan. Lovely. I know the door guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be at your table shortly after midnight. John Jones right now is a big controversy. Got caught for coke. I actually, if Tom Watson, I interviewed Tom Watson a little bit ago, who's also, I know, right? Who's
Tom
also
Watson what?
On Tom Watson, who's also on your card. I interviewed him a little while ago.
Yeah.
And right after the story broke, I talked to him about it. And you know, I am telling you the same thing I told him. I don't give a fuck what him or you or anybody else does outside the cage or ring. Like, I don't care how you people are. My kids don't look at you guys as role models. They have other role models. And if there are particular fighters they look at as role models, and I have to explain to them when they mess up. Like, it's role models are fallible. They're human. We're most of us are young men. So young men make mistakes. That's how it is. Who cares? I just want to see John fight. I like the way he fights. I like the way Cormier fights. That's all I care about. If Cormier is on steroids and John Jones is on steroids when that fight happens, it's an equal fight to me. If they're both off steroids, it's an equal fight to me. Him being on coke on December 4th doesn't bother me. The only thing I'm having an issue with is the UFC morality clause. Now, explain it to me as you understand it. Is it your understanding that if you test positive for cocaine 30 or 29 days before your fight, does that break your morality clause? Does that then say to you that, hey, the UFC can cut me at this point?
Yes. And honestly, I think someone like myself or anyone else who's not a star like that would probably be cut.
Said the exact same thing. You two are basically saying, and before you even say it, as I interrupt you, so you're saying that because John Jones is right now the number one box office hit the UFC has, the number one guy, he's getting a pass.
Yes.
Rightfully so?
That's the question. Is, in my eyes, I don't give a shit. That just shows me how much of a savage that guy is. Yeah. It's fucking okay. You know what? Fighters party a lot. You know, I know.
Yes.
Like, if the guy wants to go do blow, I was listening to Joe Rogan how they broke it all down. Oh, he was in Brazil or whatever. If that's what he wants to do, then go for it. You know, if guys want to smoke pot, do blow, whatever, as long as you're not high during the fight, then everything's fine. Like that's your own deal, you know. I don't even give a shit about steroids because they're so rampant. Like, if a guy wants to do steroids, well, fucking go for it. It's not going to make you a better fighter. Yeah, you can train harder and you can get better from it, but I just don't. I don't care about those things. You know, I guess I'd be singing a different tune if someone kicked my ass and then we found out they tested positive for juice, you know. But I'm the way I am naturally, you know. Like, I got here naturally, and I don't think even if someone does do even if they were coke in the fight, I've done coke and tried to have a wrestling match, doesn't work. You feel like shit, you know. So. You know, that whole system of testing and random testing, I get it, but at the same time, it's so flawed and it's so biased, and there's so many holes in it that they got to figure out something, because it's only creating bad news, bad nonsense drama, you know, and I don't see that big of a point in it. Like, they should test guys for juice and for drugs the day of the fight. Because otherwise there's just this weird gray area, you know, and it's, I don't know. It just, the out of competition testing is just too flawed to really employ, unless they're going to do like a blood passport where they're testing us all the time. Yeah. You know, like cyclists do. But that's not realistic, and that's expensive, and you know, it's a silly like witch hunt.
From a business standpoint, I think the UFC is doing the right thing. He is the king right now. Then the king gets away with a lot of stuff. He gets to have multiple wives. He gets to have multiple concubines. He gets away with it. Let him have it.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about is I'm more upset with him for drinking and driving when he wrapped his Bentley around the telephone pole than I am with the coke, because there's other people in the car and he was driving. That's all I'm worried about. He could have hurt somebody else. That's it.
Yeah, wasn't there like 2 random white girls that weren't his wife in the car with him or something?
2 strippers, yeah. He had 2 strippers in the back seat.
There we go. That's fucking dangerous. Like, bro, you can't go out. Well, I don't care if you're an athlete or a normal person. Don't drink and drive. You have millions of dollars. Take a fucking cab.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's so silly. And like I said, I don't care if he's on coke. I don't care if he's doing fucking 17 cc's a day of Dynaball. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just want to see him be clean during the fight so he can have a great fight. No controversy, because now there's controversy wrapped around that. And honestly, he whooped Cormier's ass. I love Daniel Cormier. I picked Cormier to win. He whooped his ass. He won the fight, and now it's being marred because this could he have fought? Could he not fought? Like, what's happening? It's like the whole thing is stupid. And as long as he's not doing things that's going to hurt anybody else, don't care. I honestly just don't care.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's my opinion. That's my position on it. I'm not on a commission. I'm just some random guy that interviews fighters. But that's my opinion as a fan. Hey, look, do whatever you want to do on the outside. And believe me, I am hanging out with some fighters out of competition, and it is the complete shit show. I'm like, this is one of the best guys on the fucking planet. If this is a complete shit show. Oh, he's 6 months away from a fight. Okay, all right, whatever. It's fine.
Well, yeah. And like, okay, you know me. I mean, I was raised by Chuck. Like, the fighters party harder than anyone else on the planet. We do everything hard. Like, I've hung out with, I've got rock star friends, I've got actor friends. Like, even your regular fighter guy is a savage, and we as a group, if we're partying, consume copious amounts of whatever we're doing, whether it's pussy or drugs or training or coconut water. Like, we do things to the extreme, and it's just let it go, leave it be. The guy's he's a young, he's the pound for pound best fighter in the world. He's got millions of dollars, fame. Like, if he wants to go do that, and that just shows me that he's that good, because he did beat the shit out of Cormier. Yeah. And I picked Jones, but that's just it's a silly thing that people are so invested in. Yeah, it's none of their business, All right, well, let us drop it and move on to John Lineker. You got to fight him coming up on January 31st. Yes, finally.
When is this fight going to get done? Like, when is it really going to be over? Are you going to put this guy away in the first, second, or third? Like, how is this thing going to finish, and when do you think it's going to finish? I'm gonna finish him in the second. I think late. Late second.
Late second.
That's what I picked. That was my prediction, actually. That's my analysis of it. It's going to be late second round finish.
Yeah. I think
I'm coming with a couple different ways, though, that you're going to be able to finish it. How do you see yourself finishing this?
Submission. I figure, because he swings so hard with every punch that a takedown is going to be easy. Yeah. Like, he's going to go straight into swinging, and it might not even be like a shot. It could be a body lock. Like, I take everyone down from the clinch. Yeah. I'll put him on his ass and pound him out for that first round, second round, the same exact thing. I'm sure I'll end up, lighting him up on the feet somewhere in and out of there, and I'll end up submitting him. It's his jiu-jitsu's not, it doesn't suck, but at the same time, like, mine is way better. So it shouldn't be. I don't see why I wouldn't be able to do that.
If you had any flaw that you think he's going to try to exploit, what do you think that is?
That's the thing. I mean, just he's gonna try and probably starch me, because I am somewhat of a slow starter. I think he's gonna come out and try and starch me to begin with. I think that's his main thing, that he'll try and catch me off guard.
I said either that you're a slow starter, or if you start getting easy takedowns, sometimes you get complacent. You're like, oh, I can get the takedown. So you'll start dropping your hands earlier in the middle of your shot and leaving yourself open for knees and hooks on the way in. That's the only two things I say. If I'm John, I'm in his camp, and I got to break this fight down, I got to figure a way to beat Ian, I'm going to let him start taking me down early. If I don't beat him on a slow start, I'm going to let him start taking me down. And I'm battling my way up to my feet, let him take me down, because he's going to get complacent. and drop his hands.
Yeah, and he's got that big right uppercut.
Yeah, from that lead right uppercut, which is kind of it's a haymaker. You can see it from a mile away, but if you're shooting, it comes a lot quicker because you're going to it. It's just like
yeah.
So, all right, this fight for me is pretty much a no-brainer. As long as you start a half a step or a three-quarter of a step faster than you usually do, not a full step. You don't have to go full bore, but start a little bit faster. Keep your hands when you start taking them down. Realize that hey, this is going to win this fight. Not get complacent. When you submit him, will you have more satisfaction out of catching an armbar or catching a choke on him?
Armbar.
Okay. Are you going to do one of those look? When you dump him, you look at. Are you going to do a look at him? Before you snap that arm back, and you look down at his face and go, I got it. I got the arm. And before I do the lean back, or is it going to be one of those just in transition? All of a sudden, you're going to reach over, and all of a sudden, the armbar is going to be there.
I'll fucking break that thing as fast as I can if I have to. I mean, there's no room for that extra second or two of me to go. Well, you're gonna tap. Like, no, I'm gonna put your hand in my pocket. And
right. Right. Yeah. No, I got you. Well, Ian, man, thanks for coming out here. I appreciate it. It's good luck with your personal stuff. I know you got some personal issues going on in the background, and call me if you need anything. Believe me, I've been through it before. You will survive till tomorrow. It just gets, it just is what it is. So
yeah, I'll be all right, man. Thank you.
Call me though if you need anything from me at all. Seriously, give me a holler and let me know where your after party is. It's at Hakkasan. Let me know what time you're gonna be over at Hakkasan at your after party, and I'm definitely gonna show up.
Okay, and also we're having a post weigh-in Texas. Have you ever been to Texas de Brazil?
Of course.
I
live in Vegas. Of course, I've been there.
Yeah. Okay. It's good, huh?
Yeah. It's great.
Okay. Yeah. They're gonna give me a free post weigh-in dinner for 20 people. So if you're around,
I'm in, baby. I'm in for sure. If you want me to come, I'm definitely in.
Sounds good, man.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. Right. Take care, bud.
You too.